You're tuned in to a Grown Folks production with the commish, Nate.
All right, what's up, everybody? What's happening on a Sunday night? I'm tired. You ever have one of those days where you're just like super productive? You just get all of the honeydews, all of the to-do list. It's all done. Check, check, check. That was me today. We took care of the puppy dog today. Got her bathed, trimmed up. Got her bedding all taken care of. We got the house pressure washed. Been working on that for weeks now. Got it all finished. Got the wife's truck cleaned inside and out. Took care of some clothes and some dishes. Like, I feel very accomplished today and equally very tired. But it is time to check off another thing on the list, and that is picking my import. I've been trying to pick an import for quite some time, and I just haven't stopped to actually do it. I'm checking to see if my chat's going to come up tonight. Has it been working the way it's supposed to? It's still not working, even though I tested it. But I told him I would try another test, and I'd see what happened. And just as I expected, nothing has happened because it is still not working. Let me see what happens here. Nada, nothing. What if we did this? It literally was just up. And now that I'm live, it is no longer up. All right, cool. Such is it be. That means I need to pull up a chat then, because I'm not going to be able to see you guys since it ain't working. So let's get over here and pull this chat up real quick. And then I'm going to start messing with my import. I need your help. You got to help me pick who I'm bringing, because I have no clue who to bring. It is not cut and dry as it normally is. There's a bunch of different ways we can go here. Looking at this team, I really miss the Saints team. I wish we would have got one more season in. I just could not push everybody to do one more season. As Bill learned. He learned how difficult it was to push people to play one more season. It was not easy for the Summer League. We only had about 15 teams. I'm not sure that all 15 actually finished the season. And so I would have pulled the little bit of gray hair that I got left out of my head had I needed to push everybody to do that. What's up, Maniac? Maniac, you're on early. Did not expect to see you on, bud. I knew that you had church tonight, man. I thought you had told me you had youth group tonight, but maybe I misunderstood when you were doing that. Good to see you, Maniac. All right, let me just quickly look through my team. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's put this on Madden. Manage roster. NFL rosters. Let's get these filters on over here. Oh, okay, buddy. I feel like probably an eighth of what you feel like. I'm exhausted. I could go to bed immediately without a problem. All right, got the filters up. They're loading. Okay. Team. Oh, you have to apply filters, Nate. Come on. Wake up. I mean, this is ridiculous. Wake up, Nate. Apply. There we go. All right, we're going to apply the filters. I'm going to pull up my Saints. We're going to check this team out. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Is this thing trying to drive me insane? This better do it, Maniac, or I'm gonna go nuts. There we go. All right, let's take that down for right now, though. That's not what I want. Okay, now I'm really going nuts here. There it is. All right, let's look at my team real quick. Here are the options I'm thinking through. There's Drake. I was hoping he would be my 72 overall. Guess what? He gets one more. So he puts himself at 73. This was a rookie guy that I drafted to be a backup, and he turned out really well. I took a flyer on him. 80 speed, 89 acceleration, 92 throwing power, in the 80s for all the accuracies. It's not super sexy, but I feel like I can build on that. Throwing under pressure is 80. I'd love to get that much higher, but like there's some raw materials here to play with. But he'd have to count as one of my top 2. That I don't want to do. That's where the difficult part comes in. Running back has a guy, Kirk Roach, 92 speed, 92 acceleration, 69 strength. I don't love. I could bring Ben Hunt, but Ben's already 26. It's not the worst. He's 92 speed, but I like the 81 strength. So those are 2 options. Roach could be the 72 and under option. Hunt would have to count as a top 2. Receiver, of course, has a whole bunch of dudes that I could bring. Gray was a first-round pick 3 seasons ago. He's only 25, but just 5'9", 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 59 strength. He ended up being a 4th-string guy. Cartwright ended up being a free agent that I picked up and developed really well, but he's a normal dev guy. He's 77 overall, so he'd have to count as a top 2. 94 speed, 94 acceleration is nice. He's only 5'11" and only 66 strength. Terrence Franklin is another free agent that someone else had started to build. I picked him up and built him a little more. I don't love the 90 acceleration, but I love the 6'2". And of course, Fells. This guy was just dynamic. He'd have to count as a top 2, though. 23 years old, so there's some stuff to work with. 98 acceleration, 56 strength is not great, but he's probably going to play the slot. He's going to be a return guy. He's going to be the fastest receiver that I think my team has. Yeah, I can't play with this at the same time. We have to come back and forth here. There's something there. Sears was a rookie. I just took a flyer, 75 overall, but he's a normal dev guy. I'm pretty sure he's normal dev. No, he's hidden dev. So technically, he's somebody I could look at. He's 5'11", 95, 92. I wish the acceleration was higher. His change of direction is much higher at 92, even more than Fails. His awareness is higher. His strength is higher. He's somebody to consider, right? I don't love the acceleration. Demetrius Knight, he was drafted at the same time as Gray and was a late round draft pick or maybe a rookie free agency. He kind of had moments where he shined, but never really kind of blossomed. I loved all these receivers, though. I really loved that receiving corps. I cannot take a tight end. Saints are loaded at tight end, but I was hoping I could take Hutton. 85 speed, 87 acceleration, 78 strength. He can block, he can catch, he can do it all, but Saints are absolutely loaded at tight end with a few aging guys, but I feel like I can replace him. Offensive line, nothing super special right here, not with Lazley. Weber is a guy that I could take. He would count as a top 2 guy, though. Shivers was a guy that would be under the top 2. He could be the 79 overall, but it's already 25. I do like the strength. Taft is a guy with the 90 strength. All these guys I think are normal dev. Mr. Penis. I think it's Penis, but who doesn't like to say the other one? I love the strength here. He would count as a top 2 guy. And I just feel like I can't take an offensive lineman. And I'll tell you why here in a second. Waters is another guy that I kind of found and tried to develop a little bit. I just don't love the strength. Kyle Franklin. Golly, man. I love this team. This was a guy I really, really want to bring. But then the Saints drafted a defensive end. We'll look at him in a bit. He's got better speed and acceleration than Franklin. And probably better strength as well. But Franklin was dynamic and really came on in his rookie year. Nobody here I really want to take, but here is where it really starts to get interesting. Posey was drafted the year before Quinn. Quinn is a year older, though. One is 82 overall, one's 80, so both are going to have to count for a top 2. There's also Fisher, who was drafted 2 years before Quinn, 1 year before Posey. So it was Fisher, Posey, Quinn in back-to-back-to-back drafts. But the strengths here, right? 99 strength at 313, 311, 98 strength, 6'5", 6'3", 80 awareness to 72. Play rec is better for Posey. He was a better playmaker. He has better finesse moves. He has better power moves. He has a better block shed. Better awareness. He's going to cost more. He's got better tackle, better hit power, better pursuit. I feel like he's got to be my number 1. I could pair him with a Saints rookie that they drafted and maybe be set at defensive tackle. I'd have to draft a defensive end because I just don't have anybody else that I could bring. Fitzsimmons was a guy that I was interested in. Don't bring him. Yeah, he is a beast. He just didn't make that many plays. Defensive tackle isn't like a super sexy position to bring because they just don't make a ton of plays. Fitzsimmons was a guy I wanted to think about. He would fit the 32, the last one, the 72 overall, the third position. 88 strength, 88 acceleration, 78 strength, 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 78 strength, 250. Man, I like that. I like a lot about him. A lot of raw potential. 84 tackle, 77 hit power, 73 block shed. His awareness is not great. 70 play rec, 72. His finesse and power are not great. His pursuit's not terrible. 78. 62 zone, 61 man. It's not the worst. I've had way less linebackers. He's potential. He was a rookie that I got. Man, I wish I could have took Logan, but the problem was Logan's 29. He's $33 million penalty. I just could not bring him. These guys are not. These two are not rookies. It's another dude that they drafted in that last draft. 85 speed, 87 acceleration, 79 strength. I love 245. It's not bad. I can deal with that. I don't love the 68 block shed. I feel like I'd have to move Terrell out to the outside position. Oh, man, I keep hitting the buttons. My bad. Sorry for being a little stopped up tonight, too. That's what happens. You work outside all day. Milne is another guy. He did start for me. He's already 25, though. Strength is not great. He made plays, but not spectacular. Solid. Just feel like he's too high. Already at the 75 to count towards that top 2. I don't know why this one keeps falling out of my stupid ear. None of these guys, young but 90 speed. I'm too scared to bring a 90 speed maniac or whoever else is here with us. I see 4 guys at least Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. You can take over at tangia.co/grown folks. Buy a bucket of coins. You can draw on here. You can do all kinds of fun interactions. Cost you $5 for a bucket of coins. That'll probably last you a couple of streams. So just a fun way for you to interact, do something a little bit different, and help us earn a little revenue. His zone coverage is also too low. I don't love the zone coverage here. I don't love the speed. Britain's got some size, 6'1", 93 speed, but 68 overall. He'd have to be the bottom three, and I just feel like I have better guys that could be the bottom three. His zone's terrible. The man's not there. Yeah, same thing for these guys. There's just not enough there to build off of. Yeah, I think you're right. And this is where it gets even more difficult. Monty 2 played spectacular for me. Made the Pro Bowl that last season. And I usered him. The problem with that is the Saints picked up a bunch of safeties. And they have a bunch of guys that I could user. So though I love Monty Q, I don't feel like I could use him as one of my top two. I drafted Malik Randolph, I think, with my first pick. 75 overall, so you'd have to count for a top two. I like the speed, but Montague was quicker. His speed is better. His change of direction was better. His awareness is better. Even though Randolph's man coverage is better, Montague's zone coverage is way better. These guys are okay, but nothing worth looking at. And then there's my other safety, Walden. He was drafted my first pick in the season before this. I love those sideburns, by the way. He'd have to count for a top two, but 91 speed, 87 acceleration. This guy really came into his own at the end of that season. So did Morrison. He was a bit more of a development project. But I love the man coverage. I love the zone coverage. My safeties are getting older. But I'm not going to move Honey Badger, right? Like, he's going to stay there until he retires. And so I probably have a season or two to replace him with one of these younger guys if the younger guys on the team don't already make it. So that's my roster. Let's get over here. Let's look at a couple of our options here. So can we start at position? Will it let us do that? Let's start at receiver. We'll just go from there. So receiver, right? A.T. Perry's okay. Brian Edwards, he's got to go. Chris Olave is going to be my number one. James Washington, I don't love the age. I don't want to invest into that. If I'm going to play a guy that's that low of an overall with speed, it's probably going to be a Quan Baker. There's Kiki Corti, though, could play in there. Rashid, of course, is probably going to be my slot. But if I bring over Fales or maybe even that rookie receiver, right? Olave could be your one. Rashid could be your two. Fales could slot into that slot position. You're kind of poking around with Michael Thomas. Michael problem is going to be they just killed him everywhere. He's only an 84 overall, 86 speed. I couldn't use him when he was a 92 overall with 89 speed. I know what Cincyberg did with him, but I just can't do much with this. Traquan's got to go. I feel good about two. Everyone else is sort of developmental, and there's no one else really on that list that super excites me. That's why I'm leaning towards receiver. I wish I could receiver's going to have to be the top two because I think even that rookie, yeah, he's 75 overall, so sorry, that's not super sexy, Tight end, I'm loaded, right? Plus, you're going to put in Taysom Hill's probably going to be quarterback, but I don't know where they're going to stick him. you've got whatever the guy that just came back this year for the Saints, the old player. Jesus, why am I forgetting his name? But anyway, he may have some potential, but right off the bat, Foster Moreau, Juwan Johnson, those are going to be my starters. And then I, supplement with a Taysom Hill, or, maybe I hold on to Jesse James for a season and then replace those guys. Here at safety, right? This is where I was talking about. There's a lot of dudes with potential. Marcus May's getting up there in age. His speed's already taken a hit. But I can put Jonathan Abram back there. I can move Honey Badger over to strong safety. I can use her Jonathan Abram. And I've got a guy that's pretty equal to the young players that I could take over. Now, they're a bit younger than Jonathan is. I think Jonathan's 27, 26, somewhere in there. I like Smoke Monday. I love the acceleration. There's some maybe potential there that you could develop a little bit. Let me see if I can get this to come down a little bit here. So Smoke's got 61 awareness. That's going to need some work. 87 agility. Oh, he's only got 58 strength. Yeah, that's not great for a safety. Marcus May will probably be moved. Hopefully I can find somebody that's willing to give him a shot. So you can see the safety position isn't amazing, but anybody that I bring from safety is going to count to the top two. Tackles are fine. Storm Norton may have some potential to hold on as a backup. Getting into outside linebacker, Pete is going to play the coverage linebacker position. He's going to be one of the main starters, but you can see here, like, I got Ryan Conley. He's got some potential here. He's got 84 speed, 87 acceleration, 72 strength. I mean, it's not terrible. Even Dow at 84, 87, 70. This is the guy I was talking about why I can't bring over Franklin. The rookie Foskey, 86 speed, 90 acceleration, 76 strength. Day one starter. He's going to start opposite of Cam Jordan. He'll take Cam Jordan's spot in year 2, and then I'll have to draft somebody. But that's going to keep me from taking over a defensive end. Plus, they have... I thought they had one other guy here. He's a left end. There's another young player that has some speed. And so even if Foskey takes over in year 2 and I don't draft one, I can move the other guy to the outside in Foskey's position. Plus, you still have Peyton Turner here. His speed isn't great, but he could play that Cam Jordan role, the big, strong defensive end that kind of solidifies the run on that side. Derek Carr, he's fine. He's 31, 32 years old. It's just not a long-term solution. So what do I do? Do I bring over Posey? Fitzsimmons? And then what? Right? Do you bring over the quarterback? Do you bring over Fales? Do you bring over the rookie? Ah, man. That's where I'm stuck. If those two guys take those 2 spots, it leaves you one more spot. So I either hold on to Derek and then draft one and hope for the best, or I bring over a guy that I can develop for a year behind Derek. He's going to get a year older. It's going to put him, I think, at 26. Let's see, this quarterback. Would that put him at 26? No, I lied. It would put him at 24. So still super young. I could also bring Alfred. Like, if I'm going to do that, should I just bring Alfred, right? He's 24. He's 80. He's got a bigger arm. He's already got all the accuracies. His throwing under pressure is 82 already. I just feel like the other guy's taller. He's quicker. His arm is right there with Alfred. He's got to work on the under pressure. He's got to work on the run. Like, Alfred does everything, but he's shorter. I just would like to have a bigger quarterback. They were not nice to Hainer. I was hoping that Hainer could be developed, but you can see 83 speed, but the throwing power is terrible. Let's see. Throwing power is 86. No, I can't deal with that. The other problem with Alfred, he's in the last year of his contract. It's a rookie deal ending. I think he's in his 5th-year option. I don't know if that's right, but no, he's had 3 years. He's on his 4th year. So he's up this year, and I don't know if the game will give me the 5th-year option or because it's an import. So he's going to want a fat contract, and the Saints are in cap hell. I feel like I can clear it, but it won't be pretty. See, I have Anthony Orgy, 87 speed, 93 acceleration, 67 strength. He's not nearly as strong. Now I've got Ty Summers. He's older, though. He is stronger. Zach Bond got rated pretty well, 85, 88, 78. It's not 88, 88, 77, but it ain't bad. These guys aren't super young, but they're not super old either. This was the other guy I was talking about. Jabari Zawanga, 84 speed, 89 acceleration, 83 strength. There's some... It's not the worst case scenario if I have to put him in the rush defensive end and move Foskey over to Cam Jordan's spot in year 2. There's also halfback, which I touched on. Halfbacks did not get rated great here. Now, Kendre Miller is a rookie, but only 90 speed, 90 acceleration. It ain't great. They were not nice to Alvin Kamara, 89 and 93. The strength for Kendre is 76, so maybe I can build that a little bit. I do have Jamal, but if this strength was 85, right, I'd be a little bit more excited about that. Whereas if I had Ben Hunt, right, 92 speed, 93 acceleration, 81 strength, ball carry 78. He's going into it. He is in his 5th year. This would be his 5th year. So he's got 4 years already. So he's already 26. That's the problem there. Here's my other safeties, right? Jordan Howden, he was a rookie, but only 89 speed. But I love the 88 agility. That's not bad. The 58 strength is terrible. Lonnie Johnson, he could be a stopgap. 90, 92, but only 65 strength. Yeah. Here's the guy that I want to pair Posey up with, and that's Brissy. 71 overall. They were a little tough on this guy. This guy was a first-round draft pick. He was the #1 high school player going into college. He had a rough college career. He had some really personal things that happened. He lost his little sister and just terrible. Had a really good season last year, though. 78 speed. I feel like that should be higher. 88 strength. I can work on that, right? I can get that up to 90. Like, there's some things that we can work on to get him up. Maybe even use some of my incentives to get 78 up to 80, 88 up to 90. Start to build on him. 74 awareness is nice. He could pair really nice with Posey. I don't really love any of these other guys. Shepard's okay. I feel like maybe Shepard would be a solid backup. Cornerback, I feel good about. I've got Isaac Yiadom, who could play a 4th, 5th. Alontae Taylor could be a starter. I got Marshawn. I got a Debo. I feel like the cornerback spot is in a good place. Troy Pride, a little bit older, but you can hold on to him a little bit. 92, 91. Center's not super sexy, but the Saints just picked up a center, and so with the updated rosters, I think I'll have a pretty decent defensive or offensive line. So, what do I do? What do I do? Posey's got to be one, right? Like, he has to be. Let's sort by age, youngest. That player's got some potential, doesn't he? I don't love the 67 strength, though. Boy, he is appealing. Sears makes me stop and wonder, man, am I willing to just throw that away? A hidden dev, 21-year-old receiver with 95 speed, 5'11". Good hands, good catch in traffic. Route running's not great. Release is good for a rookie. Decisions here, man. Fitzsimmons has to be the 72 overall. He just has to be. And there's no one that even comes close. I think Fitzsimmons is a normal. So he's normal dev. I hate that it resets. Why? I forgot it's the old game. Yeah, so is Tyrell. It's also a very dangerous name to try to say as a white guy. A little lag and I get put in internet purgatory. See, Posey's still in the top half of my age-wise players, and he's 82 already. That's a little speed there, right? 74 and 78. That'd be two fast defensive tackles. I think Posey's at 98 strength, and so it gives me some space to work on Brissy. I wish he was bigger. We did that interview today, and the one coach is bringing a guy that's 350 with 90 strength or 99 strength or something crazy. Fales was such a playmaker for me. He's only a second-year guy, so I've got him under contract, rookie deal for 2 more years. He was a late pick. He was like a third-round pick, so he's on a super cheap deal. He is normal dev. But the guy just made plays. Yeah. I don't know exactly what the cap's going to be because the Saints actually have like a top 5 cap space because they do this cap gymnastics every year. But you can't really do that in Madden. But I could get out from underneath Thomas if I needed to. I don't want to move Jordan the first year. I could probably get out underneath May the first year. If I bring over a quarterback, I can either keep Carr for a year and then do something, or keep Jameis and get vice versa. Like, get rid of one of those guys. That's going to save some money. I can't bring over a running back as much as I want to. I feel like they're too easy to find. So I think it comes down to 3 guys. Because I've let you talk me out of this other quarterback of mine. I think it comes down to 3 dudes here. God, Hunt was so much fun. He was a fun running back. 6 foot, 332. Big old white guy running people over. He was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, you're right. But, man, they're going to cost a pretty penny. Linebacker could be said the same. There are some good linebackers out there. But, again, for that 72 overall, there's not many options there. Is he in the last year? I guess it's not going to show us. I can go look at somewhere else. Roy is also a normal dev. Both of these guys are normal dev. But I've invested 3 years into him, you know? It wasn't great for me, that's for sure. Man, let me look at Carr one more time. So he's quicker than Alfred. He's got less of an arm. He's got 88, 83. '88, '83, '87. So Alfred's better than him in all of those areas. What's the throw under pressure? 84, 82. So Derek's better throw on the run. Oh, play action. What's that? So Derek's 86. Derek's better than that. Alfred's only 77. I don't see Derek's throw under pressure. Oh, here it is. He's 83. Alfred's an 82. Posey and Franklin, those are set. So it comes down to Alfred, who isn't super sexy. He's not bad, not super sexy. Or one of these receivers. And as much as I like Fails, he is a normal dev. It ain't promised that he will have all those returns in the new Madden. I think he's a star. Yeah. All right, Fails and Sears. Let's just narrow it down to one of these, and then I can compare that one with everybody else. So, Sears is bigger. He's on a rookie deal, but he was a higher draft pick, so he costs more than Fales. Fales is cheaper. Not by a lot, though. Fales is quicker, more agile. Sears has a better change of direction. Sears is stronger, smarter, but it's 2 points. Overall, the catch is better, except for spectacular catch. Fales has him by 4. Sears is a better short and medium route runner. Both are the same deep. Sears is a slightly better release, slightly better jumper. His carry's way better, though. His break tackle is better. His run blocking is better. His return is better. It's just Fales was so good for me. He was so good. 6 return touchdowns, plus another 3 or 4 deep bombs. I'm going to pick with my head, though, not my heart. If they're tied, one is on a rookie deal, so that makes their contracts close. Long term, Sears is going to be more than Fales, but Fales may ask for some money here pretty soon. I think he's going into the second of a 4-year contract. You got to go Sears. Yeah, the other guy's from Drake, right? That's kind of cool. Fales had 4 return touchdowns in season 105. Led the league by far. I think tied a record, or maybe one short of the record. But Sears is in that last draft, so it feels like Sears is the better player. So now that we go Sears or do we go Alfred? Alfred's in his last... Let's check that. I think he's in the last year of his deal. No, that's not what I want. Man, I was in deep doo-doo, y'all, in this last season. Look at this. My tight end was up. My backup defensive tackle, backup strong safety, starting right end, backup guard, starting right guard, starting cornerback, kicker, starting center, right tackle, starting receiver, all up. So it looks like, so I got 2 years on Posey, 2 years on Alfred, 3 years on Fitzsimmons. But if I bought the other guy, I got 3 years on Fales. Man, Walden would have been so fun. I got 4 years with Hunt. And I got 4 years with Sears. So 4.8. Fales has, 4. So they're about the same. These contracts are about the same. So I got to go Sears. But is it Sears or Posey? Posey's $26 million on top of what I'm paying Derek Carr. Now I could get out of Derek's if I use my incentive on him, but then I'm stuck with Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas, I think, in the real life is like a $10 million contract. I have no clue what Madden's going to give him. Golly, man. No, you're right, Maniac. You're totally right. I don't know what to do here. It's a hard one. It's got to be Posey and Fitzsimmons, though. Those guys have to go. It's Alford. It's Sears. Quarterback's the most important position. But Alfred's going to be due up. And so if I bring Alfred, Derek's got to go. Him and his $100 million contract. I have no clue what it's going to be in Madden, but it ain't going to be cheap. And then I still have to draft one because there's nobody behind him, right? If Derek's got to go. I mean, I have the rookie, but 86 throwing power. I don't know if I can get away with that. Maybe. I do have my first round pick, and I haven't had it in 2 Maddens. Because the last 2 Maddens, the Saints have moved their first round draft pick. But I do have it in this Madden. So, good or bad, I'll have a first round draft pick that I can use on a quarterback. It's a crapshoot, right? Then again, Alfred is a normal dev. And he's been built over 3 seasons, but it's not like he's a super. He does everything okay. He doesn't do anything spectacular. Whereas, as we said, that receiver could be spectacular. Now you bring that guy over. You got Olave. You'd have Chris Olave, by far the number 1 receiver on this team. Rashid Shaheed, which I feel like they robbed him on his speed, but 92, 94 is not bad. Now I'm talking myself out of it, right? You just bring a quarterback. You got your 2 receivers. Go draft one, right? Like, I think Maniac said that first. You've got tons of tight ends on this team. I hate renting a quarterback, though. I feel like even with you, like when I watched you really play spectacular, it was because you had great quarterbacks. You were always great at drafting good quarterbacks and developing them pretty quickly. And that's the thing with the new Madden. They're the 99 overall prospects, right? You may be able to find a diamond in a rough and get a guy with a 99 throwing power. He needs to work on the rest, and then with incentives, you really build him up. Whereas if I bring Alfred, I'm stuck with him, and you got to build him up. And so you bring the receiver, and you're done with your receiving core. You got Chris on 3 more years. You got the rookie on 4 more years. You got Shaheed on 3 or 4 more years. Like, you're done with them, and I don't have to think about it. And now just 1 season with Derek Carr, and then cross your fingers and hope for the best, you know? Golly. If Roy was a superstar, I think it's not a question then. Right? Also, defensive tackle, bringing Posey over. You know, I've got 2 guys under 24 years old on team control for the next 3 or 4 years. If Fitzsimmons comes over, you know, maybe, I think it's page 5 or 6, something like that. Maybe Bond goes to the rush linebacker, or Orgy, right, with these 87, 93. Maybe they go the rush linebacker. I always get my left and my right because to me it's a left outside linebacker. I feel like I always mess it up. He goes to left outside linebacker. Demario Davis is going to retire. He's, 32, 33. I do have DeMarco Jackson too. 87, 92. 69 strength is not great. Or is it 77 strength? No, it's 69. Maybe DeMarco goes outside. Fitzsimmons, who is 6'2", 250. Does Fitzsimmons bounce inside and keep my right outside linebacker covering the tight ends and Pete Warner? Or does Pete Warner, because Fitzsimmons has got 77 strength, right? So maybe he could bump inside, leave Pete on the outside, and I've got some speed there to play with on both outsides. Or flip-flop it, right? Go ahead and put Jason on the outside. You're going to be on the rush side for a lot of rushes. He's going to have more speed to cover. Let Pete play the middle. Work on that strength. Get that strength built up. 85 speed is plenty enough. All right, I'm closing this. We're going to pick it. It's time to make a decision. I've been hem-hawing for way too long. I'm going on an hour here. All right, it's way too long. But I just wanted to test this stream out anyway. That's it. I'm going Posey, Sears, Fitzsimmons. Those are my three. I got to. I got to run with Derek Carr for a season, and then I just got to figure out the quarterback position in year 2 in the offseason. Either go find one. Yeah, you're right. I have to go that direction. Fitzsimmons is done. There's just no one else that comes close enough to making the impact with those raw abilities. To me, Posey is my best player. He's the best player on this team. And it's smart. I like investing into those two lines. I wish I could figure out a way. If Fitzsimmons wasn't on this team, I would figure out a way to bring an offensive lineman, have Posey and an offensive lineman, invest into those two lines. But here I could go Posey, done with the defensive tackle. I got one defensive end position to figure out, but I've got some possibilities. Linebackers are done. I can even maybe move Demario Davis and grab some picks or something. Safety's going to need to be figured out. Cornerback is done. Offensive line's going to need some help. But the Saints did draft a rookie and have some other rookies that can get developed with some incentives. Receiver would be done. And year 1, you're running with Carr, which doesn't feel great, isn't super duper sexy, but it is what it is. And it's better than investing into a normal dev 24-year-old quarterback who's going to be up for contract. That's starting to hit the ceilings about what you can do with him. Who knows? Maybe I can invest in the Saints rookie quarterback, get that throwing power up to 88, be a serviceable backup, go in free agency, draft pick, something, and just go pick a quarterback. That's what Alfred was. He was a guy that I went and made a trade for when we had that sim draft But this last guy on here that I was playing with, he was one that was on one of the drafts that I just took a flyer in like the 3rd round or whatever. All right, fellas, thank you. Thanks for talking it out with me. See you, RL. See you, Maniac. Appreciate you. Sean, what's up? I'm going to go ahead and make my post and let it be done. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's time to go to bed. That's what time it is. All right, guys. I love you. Tomorrow, Press Pass Live. Come hang out with Trey and I. We've got not only regular Press Pass Live, where we're going to look at NFC storylines, but I think we have 3 interviews tomorrow. I think it's Pepper. I forget the other 2 off the top of my head. But we've got some great interviews. OMFL Media Days continues with day number 6. I think it's tomorrow, so it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. I love you. Good night. Have a good one.
Like and subscribe.